Oh, bobble head ass motherfucker. Hey, Natty, don't get scared. I'm sorry. Natty jumped up like, man, what the hell? Natty jumped up like, what the hell you laughing at, boy? Sorry, mama. I startled. I can't even say it. Startled her. Damn. I hate my body. I just had energy and now I'm fucking tired. What the? Make that shit make sense, huh? Open everything. Saludos, what's up, mama? I said mine. Oh shit, what the fuck am I? Damn. Not a good start to this live. Shit. Startled. Couldn't even fucking say that shit right now. Step. Oh, stuttering ass motherfucker. Hey, it was a cigarette. It's a cigarette. I gotta stop smoking. What was it, I guess? Felt like a tongue twister. Like a fucking tongue Rubik's Cube and shit. PNG, my boy. What's going on, man? What's up, old man? You still up or what? PG me the news, open everything. That's right. No. Just what I'm saying, Nick. Corrupt one day is. I don't care what anybody says. Dad's corrupt on them dudes, or it's fucked up what happened. They were young and shit. They all pretty much got burned by Suge Knight. They all pretty much got burned, and none of them really got the money that they deserved. Them motherfuckers got they could spit or let it escupir. They could flow, they could rap, you know, like. And look at the shit that we have nowadays, with the exception of a few good rappers. The rest could wrap their lips around. You know what? Oak and everything PNG. That's right. Oak is laughing her ass off. I'm sorry, man. Damn. I was trying to say the word. It's a difficult word to say. Startled. You're stupid. Yo, what's going on? Right here, bro. What's up, Ted? Just chilling here in the 805 Santa Bruta, sending all my respect. That's right. A real dude from Santa Bruta. Not like that fucking J Cat. He live right now. We're gonna go there for a little bit right now. I want to laugh with him because I know as soon as I get on there, he's gonna leave. Open everything. So I'm repeating the word también. Che bruta. Not Santa Bruta, pero eres una bruta. Every time there's Santa Bruta, I remember thinking like, I remember my tias and my mom used to call my sister that. Bruta, with my cousins. Che bruta, con la gran pucha. No, che bruta, nunca vas a aprender tú. Una bruta. How? Hey, maybe you could tell me, Ted, how did it become Santa Bruta? I get it's like Santa Ana where I'm from, right? We all of us call it Santana. Like we felt weird. Matter of fact, a lot of homies from my city, especially from back then, decades ago, got Santana tatted on them. A lot of them got that Carlos Santana logo. But when I got my city on me, I actually spelled it right. I put Santa Ana. But then again, it was the seal. It was the city seal, the Santa Ana with the buildings. I changed the buildings with the sunrise into an orange slice. And it's all in the back of my head. Yeah, maybe you know, maybe you don't. Yeah, I'm up late tonight. That's right, bro. I said mine, dog. Everybody right here, everybody going back and forth right now. There's a few lives. I know if Dubs is live, ET's got to be live. So I don't even check no more. That's a given. Who else is live? I know Rob was on earlier, Mr. Loyalty. I actually like that name, Mr. Loyalty, because that really is what it is. Especially, that's why I never got plugged in with a Mesa, bro. Came this close, but I didn't want to. New Corcoran out of all seats. I didn't want to. I knew what came with it. You could do everything right and still be wrong at the end of the day. All right, let's let me see what this dummy's doing. Too much.
Oh, hold on. I got to write you down, Bolts Gang.
Pinche bruto este güey.
I put you guys' name in the videos. I'm going to start going back to that.
I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep, watch this dude a bit.
Yeah. No, I'm not Mikey.
Let's watch him get drunk.
Bolts Gang said that's his jam right there. Hey, Nipsey got down, man. What's up, Mike Trap? What's chilling? What's cracking? What's chilling?
What's up, Tecato? You're not slamming tonight?
This bottle's different.
What's up, Tecato? You're not slamming tonight? Oh no, you just fucking getting drunk.
Come, Johnny.
When you know you can't hang.
Hey, come here.
You damn drunk. You damn drunk.
This dog is.
Oh my god. I would never have the audacity to call somebody a drunk unless they actually earn that shit. I call somebody a drunk based on how they act. Everybody drinks. Not everybody, but you know, anybody that does drink, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Gunner and I were trying to run a live together. He was buzzed too, but he couldn't figure it out.
Gunner couldn't figure it out. Gunner couldn't figure out how to go live. See, wait.
That's right, Mike Trap. That's a Taki's beer. I don't want it there.
This was retarded. Junior, what's up with my boy? I said mine. You already know.
Gabe was a trip.
That is just how the cops call us. They didn't like us. Okay.
Because you know
that makes sense.
You know how he had his name trigger like across his trigger finger, right? I used to roll. I used to be like, "Fool, you ain't never shot shit in your life. You better shut up."
I know he's gonna get a text right now. He already got it. He looked down.
Briefly,
Gunner's gonna be like, "Hey,
I
hell's over
you
there.
guys probably saw the
The
video.
lacra's over
I
there.
escaped.
He has you on
Everybody
live
from the
too."
West always escape. We're like, "Fuck, there's no fences."
Where you at, J-Cat?
Hey, Bowl Gang, thank you, big dog. I appreciate the support. But yeah, he had that shit across his finger. Trigger. He told me, he tried to tell me some story about how he got his name. I was like, "Fool, cut it out."
So Junior says PNG. That's right. Handshake.
Thank you, Bowl Gang. I'm blessed, homeboy.
Nothing but my rank is up
No
in
matter
here.
what's
That's right,
going
guys.
on, man, you know, we all have bad days and good days, but when you have a certain type of gauge of like what you've been through, you can always realize, for one, it's better than the worst place you've been, but for two, somebody's always in a worse position. There's
Yeah, you're right. You've been through some shit, bro. Holding on to legs. That's fucking dire.
That's right, Bowl Gang.
I don't know how he does it. If I would have fucking, if my claim to fame was holding on to legs, I would have committed suicide probably.
I don't know.
And I'm not trying to joke about suicide. I'm just saying, like,
later. But yeah,
I don't know.
To smoke him.
His claim to fame is holding on to legs. Yeah, bro, you've been through a lot, bro. And hiding behind the fucking power and sending people to get hit. When the shit hit the fan for you, you checked in, debriefed, and told on everybody and their mama. I'm a firm believer that if you, that's why I never got plugged in, because you got to go all the way with that shit. And it's that I already know myself, you know. But this dude, that fool checked in quick. 24 years. Did 9 years on the main line. That's it, bro. I did more time, bro. I did 13 and a half years on the main line, homie. This motherfucker did. This was lame.
What do I think about the Canelo fight coming?
Not that it matters. I'm just saying, compared to what he said,
they postponed it. Is he still fighting in Billy? If he's fighting in Billy, I don't know, man. That's gonna be a hard fight for him.
Come on, bro. Get drunk. Bobblehead ass motherfucker. Damn, that fucking crease, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I know I clown and shit, but damn, bro. Every time I see that crease right there, I feel like that shit has its own fucking gravitational pull. Like, that motherfucker's gonna pull me in. My fucking whole head's gonna go in there, and my arm's gonna wave, and I can't get out. And if I manage to get out, it's gonna go.
At the end of the day, we're all men.
It's gonna pop.
So I never was afraid of nobody in there.
Oh shit!
People you needed to respect because they had a reputation, but when it came to other factions, you don't know who they are.
Oh shit! I don't even got nothing
unless they did something.
Yeah, that's just pulling me in, bro.
Like,
hold on.
That's a perfect example
that
of how when they were trying to say that Big and Big U never said he knocked out 32 Southsiders.
That fucking crease has his own orbit.
Whack 100 said Big U did that. Big U never said that.
Oh shit, that's just pulling me. Guys, help me.
Let's just say that actually was a fact, right? Somehow, some miracle way that
I'm really going back to Big U.
If Big U would have hit any yard, he'd have got the Southerners would have targeted him as that's somebody who made us look bad. Like that's what they would have said. Hey,
do not look bad. Do not make eye contact with the crease, guys. Right? There you go. Oakland just cracked the code. Do not make eye contact with the crease.
If somebody like that's why, like when you ask me about like the Death Row Bloods and you know like Tupac dudes, that's their business.
The crazy part is that I remember they used to criticize me for not wearing a shirt or having a tank top.
Yes, every faction got killers,
and now they do the same shit. That's just crazy.
Let me grab another beer.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get drunk, bro.
That's what he's saying right now.
Go get drunk, bro. Go get drunk. But I swear, look at Look at that picture, bro. I remember this fool being so humble, bro. And now he has his picture like that. Like, he got, that's all Gunner right there. That's all Gunner right there. Pinche culebra Gunner, bro. You turned him inside out. Turned him out, inside out, all that. Booty cheeks, everything. My
Okay,
boyfriend,
Gang, he says, "Buenas
my
noches,
boyfriend,
peptide time, then
you're
sleep."
a bitch, I said.
Yo, I seen what you were saying about I Am Bone.
He wasn't afraid.
Oh, the movie.
He checked in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make that shit make sense, right? He wasn't afraid, but he checked in. And he still denies that he debriefed.
That's right, homie. You got to get it.
Look at him. Fucking guy.
Don't impress me.
Who the fuck gets 3 dots?
They probably shut me down in a lot of places already.
Who the fuck is 3 dots right here? Okay, how about this? Let me rephrase that. As a kid, as a youngster, yeah, you're impressionable. I remember I got 3 dots right here, right? And eventually when I got older, I got like to like 20, 19. And I looked at it, I was like, what I live in my crazy life. I covered that shit up quick, put a star on it. This fucking dumbass still has 3 dots on his fucking island. That shit looks cool, bro.
Am I gonna get on the game? I don't know. You know what?
You
I
suck.
feel like I'm getting worse at the game every day.
Hey, yes, because you know you've always been worse. I know how to play Call of Duty. The whole COVID shit, I used to play it. This dude sucks, and then he tells all his partners, he verbally abuses all his fucking gaming buddies. Well, he's the one that sucks. They all fucking leave him because he sucks. Like, the fuck? Like, I haven't played Call of Duty like over a year now, a year and a half. I mean, my PC right here that I have, PC. It's a gaming PC, bro. Like, I don't even fucking use it. I got my PS2, PS5s, all that. Like, I don't even. Remember when Gunner and them were talking shit on the gaming chair when I got it? Like, oh, never get one of those. And they ended up getting it after I left. Motherfuckers are the biggest fighters of style ever, bro. Plagiarizing ass motherfuckers.
Mikey, how old are you? I can't remember. You're in the 40s, huh?
You know what I'm gonna do? Every time he takes a drink, man, I'm gonna take a page out of fucking ET's playbook, bro. Watch. Every time he takes a fucking sip, we're gonna do this.
Hey, Mikey, do you ever go to Teddy's?
Cyrus,
okay.
Officer Ria right there. Or should we do this? What do you guys think?
You were the.
Should I do the
like
sirens?
Generation. I think your whole name was Babyface.
Screaming man. Or should we boo him? You should just applaud him, right? Which one do you guys think?
Hey, I love Teddy's, eh? Their fucking buffalo cauliflower and their lobster mac and cheese. Fire.
I don't knock anybody for having fun. No matter how old you are gaming, do your thing. But when you think that you're cool and everything, and how you abuse your partner, that's just fucking crazy. And I've only went on there a few times, bro. It was the same motherfucking thing. Same motherfucking thing.
Yeah, I remember Babyface's name. Right when I got busted. I was still in the county. He showed up in the county when I was in there. Oh, okay.
Bobblehead, bro. Look at him. He can't help himself.
Yeah, I never ever. Me personally, I don't remember ever getting into it with Godfather because my family was always out there. I've had family out there since.
Screaming, right?
Like
Let's do the screaming. Let's do the screaming. Hold that real quick.
We were always out there.
We'll do that one.
Have I done videos on my county time? You know what? I don't think I have.
Shit up. Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I don't think there was really too much to talk about. Good night, Sherry.
This fool gets drunk off fucking water. That's just fucking crazy to me.
You ain't getting business, grand, stay on my business. Why with me? You say ignore the calls on niggas. Don't call us back or broke. Richer than all y'all niggas. It's right.
Hey. What's wrong? You kidding me?
We'll go 5 more minutes. Or 4.
I don't know. We'll get right there.
This is the jam right here. I love this song. Hey, mamas. I'm only gonna, after this song is over, mamas, you gotta stick your thumb back in your butt. The way you like it. Same thing with the east side and west side.
When you build from truth, when you build from discipline, when you build from pain that didn't break you,
Whoa.
you don't fade.
What?
You don't fall.
Nope.
You don't blend in.
Sit.
You stand out because you were designed so. I'm unfadable by design.
Unfadable by design.
Every setback made me
Hey, is it Sal? I think it's Sal Lara. Okay. Mad respect from Pomona, big dog.
He's a bot. No, exactly, bro. He's a bot, bro, for real.
This song is called Unfadable by Design by DJ Amethyst. Unfadable by Design. This is a jam. I ain't lucky, I'm aligned, that alignment create opportunities that open like a lock without a gate. I'm the product of persistence, I'm the echo of the climb. I'm the wisdom in the whisper, I'm the calm inside the grind. I'm the one who kept it solid when the world was in decline, and that's why I'm unfadable. It's coded in my design. I'm unfadable by design. Yeah, built the glow, built the climb.
Pelican Bay Street Prison.
Yeah.
I've never done a Pelican Bay video ever, and I have a good amount of them that I could do. I mean, my homeboys telling stories about Pelican Bay.
No, I know.
My brother was there for years.
Everybody would team up against the West Side, and then Benny got your homeboy, and then you guys started beefing. You guys were always beefing with the Avenue too. Well, not always, but you guys had that thing with the Avenue.
The West Side, man. Shut up, bro.
Angelica.
You're not from the West Side no more, bro. You're a fucking snitch, homie.
I just like to say I have great respect for you because you speak the truth. You're not racist, and I'm glad you have this channel to tell people what prison life is like. Thank you, Angelica. I don't know if it's Angelica.
Did he say he's not racist?
Because I see Flanagan, so I don't know if he married like a.
He ain't racist. Oh, okay, he ain't racist. Okay.
What are the other ones like the Irish? I have Irish in me too, though.
Damn, people got a short ass memory.
Hey, what about when people try to like they think they're dissing me and they're like, "Hey, you're half white." I'm like, every Mexicano has European blood in them. Like, what are you saying? They like, are we measuring?
Nah, shut up. It's not the same thing, you fucking clown.
Every Mexican has Italian, French,
shut
English,
up,
like,
bro.
Spanish, like
this motherfucker crazy
when they
bro.
say that shit. Okay.
You know what, bro? We're not talking. They're not talking about the mixture and the blood that goes all the way back from the conquest of conquistadores and all that from Europe and all that. Of course, we have mixed blood. But if you're half white from a white person and you're all about raza, you can't even speak Spanish. That's what they mean. Stop trying to run all that fucking punk ass, lame ass game. Yeah, you're a white boy. Ain't nothing wrong with being white. I'm just saying, this who fucking pretty. He's fucking Mr. Respect by himself.
I figure Flanagan was probably Irish. Yeah, so my Irish side, the name is Gully. Tell me that's not fucking straight up Irish. Gully.
What is Vidar?
So I'm Mexican, Portuguese, and Irish. Villa, Gully, and unfortunately, Cortez is my other name. And of course, Gonzalez is from my Mexican side. Villa Gonzalez.
Hey, shut your white ass up. Notice how he's not even white of his proud of his white side, right? Yeah. Instead of him saying, "Yeah, I'm
he said I was
white,"
good.
so what? I'm proud of that
Look
shit.
at this
That's
bobble.
what I
Look,
would
look,
say.
look.
But it
Drop
said what
out
he
tape.
does. We all have his defense mechanism is we all have European blood. We all have white in us. This fucking dude, damn dude, this was crazy.
People that are really about that life will never do that. Ever.
So
In the
why are you
history of
doing it?
nevers.
You said you're about that life. Why are you doing it?
You got down. Let me tell you something. I promise wherever you're from, there's DOs. Go and get them and do that life sentence and get politics done. And then talk about how stupid you were.
What dances more, the crease or his bobblehead? I think it's in tandem, right? I think one can't live without the other. I think it's like
How
like
did you find out your ethnicity more in depth? So by my parents. So I know what my dad is and I know what my mom is. But like
you're a white boy, bro. Shut up.
I'm gonna as soon as this is done, I'm done.
The real white dudes are fucking run
If you want to
miles around you.
Those DNA tests, I would say take 2. Those things are bogus. They're gonna tell you a bunch of stuff. Take 2 and make sure that they match. My name is Irish, but I'm more native Canadian, just like my wife. We both have our status card. That's right.
The crease swallowed his Mexican blood. He took it all in. Look at him. The more he starts doing this, the more he gets distracted. You know that motherfucker listening. Gunner's fucking. What happened? What happened? Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Where'd you go, bobblehead? Come on, dog. Don't do that to us, bro. They might have cut off his live because of the music. Let's see if he comes back. Because usually he does say, in all fairness to him, he does say that he's gonna leave. And Gunner, notice every time. That's why I don't like. Excuse me. That's why I don't like being consistent and putting on their lives, because I know old boy over there is doing it. But once I join in, they're gone. Because it's easier for them to just go at it with one person. And once they start seeing this, they're like, oh, we gotta go. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he comes back. I kind of grown fond of the bobblehead, bro. Like, I mean, come on, man. He moves around in the chair like he's like that because his culo itches. El culito le pica el culo. I remember, hey, bro, like, it's funny that you say that, right? Random story. It's not a long story. It's literally just a memory. I remember there was this paisa. There's a couple of paisas in my neighborhood. They were drinking out there, doing whatever they were doing, and they got into it with each other. And they started like scoring up on each other, and one of the paisas started kicking and said, "¿Qué? Te pica el culo? ¿Qué te pica el culo?" Like, meaning like, well, you got an itch in your ass. Let's get this, you know, like it's something bothering you type shit. Bro, I sort of got, and there was probably like 4 or 5 of us, my homeboys. And then the paisas were right there, you know, they were just, they're construction workers, whatnot, chilling right there in the steps. And the homies are in the alley right there. And we heard the commotion, and we went up, like, what's going on, bro? You know, and then we seen the whole commotion. It was like, hey, sí, dale gas, let's go to the alley. You know, que te pica el culo, te pica el culo. Oh my God. We started rolling, bro. I remember that shit, bro. Like, that shit was funny as fuck. Yeah, they had a sloppy ass fight. They were drunk as shit. But yeah, that was funny memory. Te pica el culo. Puta madre. Oakland Everything Valley, that's right. He left. Can you put your video on private while you're live? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he left. He always leaves. But he usually says it. But that is, you know what? Now that I remember, they only say that they're leaving when Gunner's there. Gunner's like, all right, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. Gunner runs the show, bro. He runs his girlfriend. Dubs is his girlfriend. That's his poppy. motherfucker. Paisans could kick too, bro. I remember the first time I ever got in a fight with a Paisan, I was so surprised because them motherfuckers are soccer players, bro. And that fool started fucking. I expected this fool to square up on me. He kind of squared up against me, whatever. But the first thing he did was throw a kick at me. I was like, oh shit. I backed up like, oh shit. Arnold Garcia, he'll be back later. Hella drunk clown, then deletes it. Oh yeah, that was deleted, claiming that it's a copyright infringement. They're gonna get a strike. You don't get a strike for that shit. It takes a lot for you to get a strike. You gotta literally like copyright some real fucking some real shit. Saludos El Aljale. Do your thing. SB, is that the same SBST? Is that the same SBST from years ago? Let's see. Dudes listen to Expose live in his headphone. Oh no, yeah, no. You best believe they got screens. See, they can't see. They can't see, right? I usually have my laptop back there, but I've had my son with me for like the last week and a half, and so I moved out my laptop, my TV, my headphones, all that, my everything, because he games. He'd be on his Roblox and all that shit. So, but I usually, like, if you look, you move the camera, you could see like the whole, like anything that you have on your desk. I usually have it right there and shit, but they have their monitors and everything. I usually have my other shit over here on this side, but I just cleaned up that part and I installed that AC finally. So I got to bring it back in here. But yeah, man, you best believe that they're freaking listening with screens and things like that. Come on. All that shit he's talking about, how Gunner was trying to get on the live, trying to get a live going with them, but he couldn't do it. It's all bullshit, bro. It's all bullshit. If we could really, if I really wanted to run these dudes off their lives, bro, I could do it. Because I know old boy is already doing it, you know. But they're getting cocky, though. And that's what I'm noticing. Especially ever since I left that movement, they're getting cocky. I'm not making it about me. I'm just saying, like, they're like, okay, that fool's gone. He's no more. I'm supporting him. Okay, cool. Now we're good. We're free. Nah, make no mistake about it, bro. Just because I'm not rocking with homeboy in certain aspects doesn't mean that you're not gonna get the heat. It's not gonna happen. And you know that I don't even have to do this shit. But you two dudes are pieces of shit, bro. That's just what it is. Gunner and Dust will forever be the two lamest motherfuckers on YouTube on this side of the tracks. No, I'm gonna get my beer. Fuck this shit. Open everything. Shit. Sit, mama. Oh, you hungry? Let me see. SB ST says, yes, sir. Yeah, fucker. I remember you didn't like me back then, but it's all good. It's been a long time, huh? Damn, how long has it been? I seen a video earlier from Paradigm Media News. It said 4 years. And I was like, damn, 4 years? I remember when that fucking video came out with Powder. I was like, damn, bro, it's been 4 years since that shit. Fucking time's flying, dude. Sometimes it flies, sometimes it doesn't. It's about to slow down a lot for me. It already slowed down. Let me see. Let me see this pendejo right here. Let me go see what's going on. That food's gone. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. I like YouTube. Man, I was having fun. Damn. Man, I think I cock blocked, bro. Without even wanting to. You know what I've been meaning to look up? I'm gonna have to go back a few years. That prison guard. What's he up to? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, is this his channel that got demonetized? Maybe 2 months ago. Damn. 1 month ago. Oh shit. He hasn't dropped. I know he's dropped content, but oh, I think I heard something about that shit. Let me do that. I forget the internet is actually easy to use once you know how to use it. Alright, let me do this one. Fuck, my fucking damn channel's name is long as shit. So, yeah, that was a few years ago. That's usually going closer to 3. Prisoner's Awakening Journey from a Sureño in Santana prison to 4 years. Yeah, that was 3 years ago. I've been out. I was out 4 years when I did this interview with him, and actually in 13 days I'll be out 7 years. See, see how I fucking.
Welcome back to our channel's Warriors. We are
You guys ever
still
wonder?
growing. Today, we have a special interview with a special guest. As you can see, we have Prisoners Awakening.
We have this J Cat with the Green Bay hat on. Same piece.
Cracking.
Good, man. Thank you for having me on, man. I look forward
Definitely.
to
Definitely, man. I've been watching your videos, man. I like it.
I missed that
you
in
mentioned you did
Zapata.
time in Centinela.
I missed the Zapata thing. When I moved, it got fucked up. I was pissed too because I was really trying to take care of it. And then when I realized it was cracked, I finished. You guys should have seen me, man. Grabbed it and I said, and I finished cracking it because I was mad at myself. I was like, man, I should have known better, you know? Anywho, and then my flag right there. I still got that flag actually, but it's huge. It's fucking huge.
So we'll dive right into it, man. We're going to talk about your journey. We have Prisoners Awakening. What up, dude?
What's up with it, my boy?
What's cracking?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on, man. I look forward
Definitely.
to
Definitely, man. I've been watching your videos, man. I like it. You mentioned you did time in Centinela, so we'll dive right into it, man. We're gonna talk about your journey throughout this interview. So, where did you grow up at in California?
So I grew up in Orange County, Santa Ana, um,
Or to Santa
around
Ana.
well, in Logan. That was my neighborhood that I grew up in. Or Water Logan, whatever, Logan Street, and no relationship to San Diego Logan, completely different. But yeah, that's where I grew up in Orange County.
You have a moniker, a nickname growing up?
Looney, my homeboys, my ex homeboys know me as Looney.
Looney.
Yeah.
And what age did you get introduced to the gang?
You know, it was a trip. I did this interview like I did so many, and I never rewatched it. I never rewatched it. I don't know why I do that.
Life.
Um, Shit, early on, bro. It was generational for me.
This was for spur of the moment too. Like the way that this happened, we were trying to do this interview for a while at the time, and the way that it happened, he just happened to hit me up at the perfect time, and I was like, if I'm not gonna do it right now, I'm not gonna do it for another fucking month. And that's how you could tell the shirt that I have on is fucking over here, fucking hanging down and shit. I was like, hey, bro, let's just do it right now, bro, because I ain't got no time. I was still living in Arizona at the time, so it was a little hectic. There was a lot of shit going on at the time.
My uncle was from the neighborhood. My brother, my pops was involved. Um, so I was exposed to it very early on, even before I started banging. But when I started getting involved with the neighborhood, technically was around 13.
13?
Yeah.
Was there some type of initiation for you to get in, put on?
Yeah, I mean, just like the usual, you get jumped in. So for me, it was like I said, man. I had family members in my neighborhood already. They had a good reputation.
That ring, that wedding ring, excuse me, that wedding ring that I have right there was a nice ring. That fucking ring cost me $300. And I lost that fucking ring. I don't know how the fuck I lost that ring. Meaning, I got out to do an interview. Me and my wife at the time, we drove about 45 minutes to this spot to do an interview for a job. And I had the I had the ring. My ring was like in the side. I take it off because it starts sweating at the time, right? It starts sweating. And I took it off, put it in the center of freaking console right there by the shift, transmission shift, whatever. And I put it on. And when I got to the interview, it was sweating. I took it off. She was right there. I was like, hey, here. Boom, put it on the driver's seat. I'm gonna put the ring right there. She's seen it and everything. And I guess when I came back and we went somewhere, I got off the car, forgot I sat on it, and I must have fucking, when I got off, it fell down, but I remember it was there. I seen it. I was sitting down in the ring the whole time, but I just didn't take it off from beneath my ass. And I never found that motherfucker. It was nowhere. I looked under the car, all around the car, in the center console, everything, bro. I couldn't fucking find that fucking ring. And I like that fucking ring. Fuck the price. I like that damn ring. So anywho, that's just a footnote.
So it was kind of always
Motherfucker can make a story out of anything.
do so, but I still had to carve my own path, though.
So even though it was expected of
The
you,
word Oakland.
and it was generational, as you put it, was there no other vision?
All right, so I knew somebody was probably gonna notice this shirt. I've had this shirt since before Arizona. So it says, freak in the streets, killer on the streets." It's Michael Myers behind the sheets. A freak in the sheets, killer on the streets. It's Michael Myers. Play on words. So who said that right now? I read that random ass fucking. There you go. You're a freak in the streets, Samuel. He's a freak on the streets, killer on the streets. Freak in the sheets, killer on the streets. La, 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 la. Not the neck high socks. Orale, the fucking neck high socks. Hold on, real quick. Let me play a little more of this shit
For
because I
you to
never
do anything
rewatched this
else,
shit.
or that was the only vision?
Oh, I
Did you
missed
ever
it. Look,
see
look at that
people doing
cup.
other things?
Look at that cup, bro. That's a Michael Myers
Well-
cup right there too.
Even though it was expected of you and it was generational, as you put it, was there no other vision for you to do anything
Boom. Michael Myers right there. I remember that fucking cup.
else, or that was the only vision? Did you ever see
Well,
other people doing other things?
Well, the only beacon of light, if you will, was my mom. You know,
Okay.
she's the only one that was always telling me like, "Hey, go to school." Both my parents came over here legally. My mom was a paisita. My dad spoke English because he even though he was messing around, he always had a job. You know, um, and he spoke English and everything. My mom's didn't, and so she was a little more conservative. She came to this country for the right reasons.
Okay, I don't know,
like
honestly.
I said, do good in school and get ahead that way.
CDC, I think.
Basically telling me all her sacrifices, how they came over here from El Salvador, so that we could have a better life. And
That's true.
for the most part, bro, like honestly, I didn't even want to be a gang member. I was
You
scared
go.
of gang members. I said this on my channel once.
Amigo.
I witnessed a murder. when I
Oh
was a
shit.
kid,
Where you been at, bro?
and
Te
ever since then, I
desaparece.
was a little kid. I was like 7, 8 years old, and I was scared of gang members, you know. So I didn't want to be that. And then I had my mom telling me not to do that. You know, she lost her son to it, meaning like to the gang, meaning like my older brother got into it, so she lost him in that sense. So she was trying to preserve me, and she wasn't able to do it. So yeah, man, I did have somebody in my life telling me not to do so, but the rest it was kind of hard not to go with it when your role models are all gang members. You know, as a kid, you're looking for acceptance, you're looking for a male role model, and when they're already
Notice how I have 2 rings on me. When I took a drink, I had a ring, and then I had my ring, my wedding finger, right? It's because I am so bad at keeping rings that instead of putting it somewhere where I forget, I put it on my other hand. I'm bad with earbuds too.
messing around, bro, you know. And obviously there was not obviously, but in my case there was a pivotal moment, an incident that happened in my life that led me to start gang banging.
Well, go ahead and elaborate on that if you want to.
Okay, so with me, bro, like I said, man, I was a good kid for the most part. You know, I got in trouble in school and things like that, but nothing gang related or anything like that.
Alright, enough of that one. I know my story, so I ain't trying to listen to it. You know. So yeah, man, it came to my head. I was like, what's going on with Hector? So what did you say? What was the channel? Hector Bravo HQ. Hector Bravo HQ. Let's see. Yeah, man, I remember at the time he was barely starting. Yeah, at the time he was barely starting. I wasn't really doing content at all. That was shortly after my first channel my got my email got hacked and my channel got deleted. So he was starting at the time, and he ended up doing well. He's still doing well. But yeah, I suggest that he uses that channel, man. Like, look, and this is the thing. Look right here. Look, just case in point, right here. This is the hardest part about YouTube, right here, right? Hector Bravo, he has 6.79 thousand subscribers, 149 videos. He has a little over 250,000 views. 2 hours ago. You know how hard it is to catch an algorithm, right? And your channel blows up. And once you lose that channel, you know how hard it is to get that channel back to where it used to be. Trust me, I know. Even before I even tried to do it, I left because I already knew what the fuck was going to happen anyways. But I left to try to, do the best thing for my family. And I'm only at, the fuck, what's my subscriber count? Like 9,000 or some shit? What is my subscriber count? Anywho, my point is, it's not easy. His other channel is what was that in the 50 something thousand. Reminds me of my first channel. And part of me wishes that I just would have been like, you know, fuck it, just keep going. But I did it for the right reasons, especially seeing how the two J Cats went on to fucking pretty much run game truth free. Nobody was out there to say the truth or whatever. And I was on a roll. That's why they pay money. Um, but it's a different time now. You know, they haven't changed. Them two dudes haven't changed. Dubs has changed, but the runner hasn't changed at all. But this right here, when you start making too much sense on whoever, you know, I guess Hector. One of the things that I think I remember hearing it. He said it himself. I didn't hear it. Wasn't a rumor from somebody else. He said it himself. He was making too much sense type shit against the CBCR powers that be. CBC. And it doesn't take much to demonetize you. Especially if you're in it for the money, right? I don't know if he got locked out of his channel. I don't know that much. All I know is that I'm gonna subscribe to this one. I didn't even know. I'm gonna subscribe to his channel right there. And it sucks starting from scratch. It fucking sucks. Trust me, I know this is my second channel. Let me see. Let's listen to this one real quick.
Welcome back to our channel. We are still growing. Hey, today a special guest, man. I know it's been a minute, but boy, I told you we were going to come back with some fire. Today, I have none other than a former knuckle-dragging prison guard who started his career in 1986. But more crazier than that, he was actually part of the Corcoran 8 whole fiasco investigation that CDCR is notoriously known for. So we have none other than Raul. What up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Hey, it's an honor, bro. I want to thank you right off the top for giving me this opportunity for you to share your story on this platform, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
1986. What did you know about the California Department of Corrections? Was it a commercial on television? Was it a newspaper ad? Friends and family?
Well, I mean, in my case, I was unemployed at the time, and actually worked in the fields for several years before that. But it's seasonal. It's a seasonal thing. So I was looking for something, anything, So anyway, one day I went to the
Benny?
And I kept bothering the guy about, hey, you got any jobs here and there? And they send me to a 2-week job here and there, and go back and do the same old thing. So anyway, one day I went in there and they had a big poster right under the desk he was on.
Man, this shit reminds me of all the interviews that I did on my first channel. I wish I still had all that footage. I interviewed a bunch of channels, bro. Even before there were channels. A lot of them are still out there, but I'm not gonna hit them up. Be like, hey, come back. Like, nah, bro. One-time deal. And that's what it reminds me of, for sure.
Looked at it and I was like reading it, and the only part that really interested me, it said, we're looking for bilingual officers. So I looked down, I said, I can do this.
Right.
So I told the guy, hey man, let me have an application for this job here. Sure, man, here, you fill it out right now. As a matter of fact, fill it out right now. I'll send it in. And he goes, matter of fact, in 2 weeks, they're going to have a little seminar over here at the high school. I recommend you go. So I said, sure. So I filled it out. I went to that seminar, and all they were pitching is how much money you're going to make, how much this, how much money you're going to do this, how much money, everybody's eyes were opened up. You know,
What area of California?
it's South County. So here is in Monterey County. So it was South County. Uh,
There's more than one South County in every county, brother. When you say South County, it's like a South Orange County. Cut it out.
part of this area, but it's South County. So
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of
Well,
hard.
this
to
is
say
an
specifics,
interview,
but
or is
anyway,
going to talk about the cork?
I did that, and they called me like, yeah, very interesting because I never dawned on me. Not that's the part I didn't like, man. I didn't like that. I always used to think, man, this area is like it reminds me of Antarctica in the winter. You know,
And what year was this? 1987?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, you know, by the time I got there, it was getting wintry. So yeah, it was that first winter I hit, and then, you know, of course, winter happened and stuff like that, and they're gonna open Corcoran in the valley and stuff like that. You know, yeah, chaotic, man. I mean, I don't remember one of the rats we had. They must have shot at least 15 times on the yard. You know,
Lito or less?
Me of Antarctica in the winter. You know,
And what year was this? 1987?
Damn you!
Well, yeah. Well, actually, you know, by the time I got there, it was getting wintry. So yeah, it was that first winter I hit, and then, you know, the second, of course, winter happened and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, in my brain, I was like, man, we got to go back down to the valley, man. You know, you know, the thing is, they treated me well because I was bilingual. That's the first thing. When they had the riots kick off a lot, and especially when they had the Border Brothers and the blacks or whatever used to kick off, man, they had to look around for somebody who's going to translate, man. All these 115s and all these lockup orders and everything, and guess who they had to pick?
Oh, bro, I was gonna say, man, Mini 14 speaks all languages, bro.
Ahora les esa raza, the mean streets of Laguna Niguel, South County.
Talking about after the riots.
Yeah. Yeah, after the riots.
What was a riot like in 1987 in Susanville between blacks and Mexicans? Is it as chaotic as one would think?
Yeah, for being level 1s and 2s, yeah, chaotic, man. I mean, I don't remember one of the riots we had. They must have shot at least 15 times on the yard. You know,
Lito or less lethal?
Mini 14. Mini 14. I never saw a block gun. It was always mini.
There were warning shots back then, though. There were warning shots back then.
That's straight up. Boom. It's on. You know? So,
Hey, but at that time, that was the policy, correct?
yes. Yes, it was. That's the way it was and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, I met a lot of people, you know, and, you know, I got treated good. So when it came time for me to finally leave, you know, I had heard that they're going to open Corcoran in the valley and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, they said level 4, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was like, man, you know, that's my place. I got to go. I got to put these things on my record, you know.
I fucking hate fucking Corcoran, bro. I was there 5 years. I fucking hate that fucking place. The food. The food.
I worked level 1, 2, 3. I never worked level 4, man. I gotta do it. So
before I move on any further, you working at Susanville, was there any correctional officers that had worked at a level 4 prison and maybe would tell stories?
You know, we had a couple of guys, but they wouldn't elaborate much. I met a couple of guys from San Quentin. I think there was a couple from Folsom. CMF, I don't think it was level 4, but there was a couple of guys from CMF that were there. And yeah, they wouldn't really talk too much about that stuff. Oh, there was one dude I met, but he I don't know where he came from, what prison he worked for before.
What's the title of it again? Inside Corcoran?
He goes, you don't want to go over there, man. You know, so he must have gone to one at one time or the other. But I never asked him. And he goes, you don't want to just stay here, man. Stay here, and you know everything will be all right. You know, and whatnot. But I told him I gotta go, man. I'm not from here to begin with.
Correct.
And I gotta go down, you know, close to family and stuff like that. So that's the closest one.
Right.
You know, they're paying.
If for some crazy ass reason you have not subscribed to Hector Bravo's new channel, is Hector Bravo HQ headquarters, I guess. You should have just kept it the same. But yeah, Hector Bravo.
Can be seen for everyone.
He was on that interview that he did that I played earlier. I don't know if you guys heard it, but he was in Centinela at the same time that I was as a CO that I was there on C yard on the 270 level 4 right there.
Everything and paying, per diem and all this other stuff.
That's what led him to reach out and type shit, and that's when we did that interview.
So he was like, okay, man, good luck, And when I went to sign the
So, Tony?
checkout form, the last signature I was gonna get, it was I think it was the chief deputy. I can't remember his name, but he was a Hispanic guy too. So I went up to his office, and he was trying to convince me not to go. He was trying to tell me, man, stay here, man. He will stay here, and I can guarantee you will promote to the top here. And I told him, hey, I'm not from here, and I don't have family here, and you know what? I got sent here because full time and stuff, but I gotta go home.
Right.
He signed the thing, and he said, hey, well, if you change your mind, just give me a call back, and we'll take you back. I told him I'm not gonna call. So
It sounds like they liked you, bro. Like from knowing how things go, it sounds like they liked you right there.
Yeah, I think
consistency,
the bilingual thing, and I helped them a lot doing that stuff. So I was kind of an asset to them, administration and all that stuff. But you know what? I was ready to leave, man. I'm out of here, gone.
So, oh my goodness, man. You get to Corcoran, old Corcoran, infamous Corcoran.
Corcoran.
I look,
not new Corcoran. Corcoran. There's two Corcorans. Old Corcoran, Corcoran, and new Corcoran.
It up, and you had told me they built it in 1988, or they activated it in 88.
And this was old as shit.
What were you?
You're old as dust, brother. I was barely about to hit kindergarten in that motherfucker.
What were you? Were you one of the first few ones? Did you come like a couple weeks later, months later?
When I got there, they had opened one level 3 yard already, and I got there in February of '88. So the majority of the people that got there were all laterals, man. There must have been at least 35. A lot of them from Soledad, Tehachapi. There was a lot of them Tehachapi, some from Folsom. And me, I was the only one from Susanville, but there was a couple other places I can't remember. But there was a big car from Tehachapi, real big. So we're all pretty much. They had told us, "Hey, man, you guys have the experience, and we're gonna get a lot of people from the academy."
Oh shit! I thought I was getting the crease. I gotta stop frowning.
A lot of people, man, and you guys are gonna be the trainers to show these guys that this prison is going to be ran like a prison. So, we're all looking at each other like, man, I guess we're all teachers now, I guess, man, and stuff like that.
Right.
So we went through the whole, you got to go to take the classes and all that stuff. And,
right.
Shoot it, change, all that, to pass and stuff like that. And I got put in B yard on the third watch as a relief. And that's all I had, man. The majority of the people in that yard were all brand new staff.
What had the inmates arrived yet, or they had not arrived yet?
They had not arrived yet, because what we did is we searched the yard. They had us search the yard for metal, so we had the metal detectors and all that stuff, to comb the whole.
So if the prison is open, look, I'm not trying to contradict them at all, but he says, I mean, unless I missed something or he forgot to mention something, like Corcoran was about to open or just open or something. He says there was no inmates there. So there's no inmate convicts there at all. Why would you need to search the yard for metal? I'm not trying to I like the dude so far. I mean, for sure. I mean, even if I dislike him, it's none of my business, not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are all going to have your own perception of him. But basically saying that when he went there a year later, they had maybe if you went out 87, they opened it. He said he got there in 88. So a year later, months later, what have you, B yard, he said went to B yard. If you did not have any inmates, like you said, on that yard at all? Or did they take them out beforehand? There used to be. They cleared it all out and they put you guys in there because you guys were new guards, or I don't know. I'm trying to make it make sense, because I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt no matter what, you know. But so far, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you need to search the yard for metal when there's, you know, I don't know. Let's go. Let's watch.
Whole yard and how they leave real big.
Let me
So
back up a little bit.
we're all
Old Corcoran, infamous Corcoran. I looked it up, and you had told me they built it in 1988, or they activated it in '88.
February. Yeah.
What were you? Were you one of the first few ones? Did you come like a couple weeks later, months later?
They had, but when I got there, they had opened one level 3 yard already, and I got there in February of '88. So the majority of the people that got there were all laterals, man. There must have been at least 35. A lot of them from Soledad, Tehachapi. There was a lot of them Tehachapi, some from Folsom, and me. I was the only one from Susanville, but there was a couple other places I can't remember. But there was a big car from Tehachapi, real big. So we're all pretty much. They had told us, hey man, you guys have the experience. We're gonna get a lot of people from the academy, a lot of people, man. And you guys are gonna be the trainers to show these guys that this prison is gonna be ran like a prison.
Oh, so it's probably a training.
So we're all looking at each other like, man, I guess we're all teachers now, I guess, man, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right.
So we went through the whole, you gotta go to the take the classes and all that stuff. And,
right.
Shoot it, change all that, to pass and stuff like that. And I got put in B yard on the third watch as a relief. And that's all I had, man. The majority of the people in that yard were all brand new staff.
What had the inmates arrived yet, or they had not arrived yet?
They had not arrived yet, because what we did is we searched the yard. They had us search the yard for metal. So we had the metal detectors and all that stuff, to comb the whole yard, and how they leave shrapnel. And,
right.
So I was thinking it was a training exercise just to like lace up the new booties, the new COs. But he just said that just in case the inmates left, shrapnel and things like that. So obviously somebody had been on that yard already for them to, because it's one thing to open up the yard brand new, right? So maybe there was convicts there already and they moved them or out to B yard, or I don't know.
Rods and stuff like that. And as soon as we did that, I don't know, I think it took about 2 weeks. Then they had inmates brought over, and they had a full yard.
Now, be real.
And my whole thing about all this is like, why would you need to search your yard? There was nobody there to begin with, So I'm kind of like reading between the lines and assuming that to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I don't know the dude, For all I know, I mean, that was a long time ago, bro. Like, fuck, 1988, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit was what? Fucking 38 years ago? Like, sheesh, Like, so I'm just trying to be as fair as I can to this dude. So here we go.
With me, these inmates that they were bringing, were they knuckleheads or they were average? Did the state flush the toilet on you guys?
No, the state flushed the toilet on us. The reason why I know is because right before we're going to get, put in the positions, the warden had came out and talked to all of us. And he said, hey, you know what? I'm Warden Smith, I'm from Soledad and, whatnot. And he goes, we're going to get dumped on. We're going to get dumped on from every institution. Folsom, Quentin, Tehachapi, everything. We're going to get all the garbage from them. I can guarantee you. But you know what? This place is going to be run like a prison. So everybody was confident, and we knew that, at least he gave us a heads up,
You are an old school wise individual. All right.
He's an old ass fart. Respectfully. Meaning not respectfully, like I say that out of respect. That's an OG dude right there. That's OGCO right there, bro.
If somebody tells you that something is going to run like a prison, what kind of just off the top expectations would one have? Like maybe security minded, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the safety and security in the institution. Everybody was pretty much. It was a pro staff prison. I can tell you that right now. Pro staff, straight up.
Corcoran has always been a pro staff prison. From back then till when I was there, Corcoran has always been a pro staff prison. It was a wonder how we cracked one of them COs. Look, I'm gonna tell the story how we used to get clavo in.
You know, take no prisoners, straight up. And stuff like that. It ran good. It ran good, man. I mean, you know what? Yeah, I mean, we had some problems and stuff like that on the art stuff, but they were stomped quickly. You know.
They were quelled quickly and effectively.
Yes.
Now, from your perspective, and you looking back in hindsight, do you think that the inmates appreciated the type of program you guys were running, or do you think maybe they didn't like the program?
I think they did because they knew all of us were firm but fair. But
Explain.
I mean, we had some time in and stuff.
Firm but fair, I get it. Meaning like we weren't assholes, but we did our job. I get what you're saying, but elaborate.
Like that, we dealt with the inmates. Communication, of course. They got out of line. They knew we took care of business and stuff like that. But I think they did. Yeah, they did. Even though we had knuckleheads here and there, but very far and few.
Far and few between.
So what I'm hearing is that it was kind of a little bit of give and take even back then, or especially back then.
That's human nature,
to
brother.
a certain point, yeah.
So basically, you're assholes. That right there, to a certain point, is either he doesn't want to admit because he's old school, because human nature never changes, right? 87, 88 to now, not a lot has changed as far as human nature, if at all. Because if you go back 50, 60 years, humans are always, we've always been the same. Even human beings that lived hundreds of years ago. Human nature is always going to be human nature. From the the humorous nature, everything, etc. So unless he's trying to sugarcoat it and say that they weren't trying to fucking do this or that to convicts, because here we go. I could talk about that shit forever.
Anyway, I stayed there for a couple of months, and the one of the lieutenants there was
obviously my perspective is from a convict. You know what I'm saying? From a former prisoner.
Was saying he goes, hey, you know what? Since you did this, I think I stayed there for like 6-7 months training these officers, and then it was like, it's your building, man. I'm out of here. So one of the lieutenants said, hey, I'm going to open up a building in the same yard, and it's going to be like an orientation, and part of it is orientation, and part of it on the top tier was going to be ad save, like an overflow. He said, I want you and this other officer. He goes, I want you guys both to run it because you guys run a tight program.
So you were an asshole. And, ain't nothing wrong with being an asshole, man. Let me tell you this right now. There's nothing wrong with being an asshole. Meaning, like, I know exactly what type of CO this dude was. Respectfully, I'm not saying he beat dudes up for no reason, this and that. As far as anything that we asked for, he wouldn't give it to us. As far as conversations, yeah. Because, COs, you go in there, bro, like, convicts always trying to get something out of something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame him on that. But he's trying to sugarcoat this shit. Like, I know what type of CO you wore, especially back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, yeah. Fair but firm. Nah, motherfucker, you were firm first and then try to be fair after. That's a fact.
I said, yeah, man. He goes, and you know what? As soon as you guys get that going and everything and running, he said, I'll give you whatever job you want, whatever watch you want.
Awesome.
If you gain a watch, any type of gig after that, you have to be writing motherfuckers up, being an asshole ass cop is how we would see it. It doesn't make us right necessarily, but there were some asshole ass cops. Those are the ones that didn't give a shit, didn't turn a blind eye, didn't let us do our time smoothly, and then made sergeant, lieutenant, etc., etc., etc. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that made it to lieutenant and shit like that was an asshole in the new age, but in the old age, it was a little different. It was a little different, bro. um, there's nuances there. And then once they made it there, then once they were already made, meaning like had their badges and everything, then they could relax. They ended up being the ones that were already cool. Because when you go in there as a new recruit, new CO, you want to make your bones. I get it. Overzealous, zealous, whatever the fuck. So just like any profession, right? Even a cop, anything, even putting in work and all that. Like, you're eager to do this, eager to do that. So you're an asshole. You're perceived as an asshole. So I don't buy that. I know he had to be an asshole in his early days. You had to be. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to be, but I know you were. You had to be firm. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to sugarcoat it either.
So yeah, we opened the building up, and I think it was like 6-7 months we stayed there, and I went to second watch after that, after all that stuff. But it was interesting. I liked it. It was interesting. I knew I wasn't going to stay there too long, but it was very interesting. But I always wanted to go to the other side, which was the shoe. I always wanted to go over there, man.
When you were on Bravo Yard and when you were in the AdSeg/orientation building, was shoe already in effect?
Yeah, because they opened in '89.
Okay.
Yeah, they opened in '89, and they were looking for officers to go, and I tried, and what happened was instead of giving me a shoe job, they gave me a tower job, and I was like, man, I was stir crazy up here, man. I can't handle this, So
right.
I stayed there for a couple of months, but I was like, man, I got to go down there, man.
Right.
I got to go down there. That's what I said.
That tells you everything right there. I gotta go down there. He wanted to be like hands-on. Does that sound like somebody that's gonna be fair to the convicts, to the inmates, whatever? Come on, bro. I get it, bro. It is what it is. Fuck, come on, homie. Everything that I hear this dude say, I already know. And this coming from a motherfucker that did over 21 years combined in the system, 15 years in the system, in prison itself. And to me, it's just like, ain't a competition, like, you best believe this dude was either putting hands on dudes at the same time as writing everybody up and their mama.
I know.
Now, in '89, when they opened up the shoe in Corcoran, which shoe inmates were those? Were those shoe inmates from Tehachapi?
A lot of them, and the majority of the gang affiliates.
They had unofficial shoes, Folsom. They weren't shoe terms. Shoe terms. They weren't shoes like. They were like basically at Seg and then little shoes. They had them in Folsom, Quint, everywhere. Chino, all that. And then they opened up the shoes, Corcoran, Pelican Bay, all that. So yeah, the official shoes. And then Tehachapi got converted.
States and the high-powered gangs that were there for the longest time. At that time, of course, I wasn't on those yards, but that's what I've heard. That's what I heard at that time. So there was a lot of them there.
Members and associates of the prison gangs?
Yeah, from all prison gangs, all the main ones, all the main prison gangs, not gangs from the streets. But
yeah, let me ask you this, bro, because like working in a prison, well, I'm sure you guys had radios, right? I mean, could you hear alarms going off on the other sides?
Sometimes you can hear them, vaguely, depending on if the wind was blowing.
Would you ever hear the mini fire off of an incident off somewhere else?
I can't remember offhand being up there in the tower, but I bet you, I won. But
you were asleep. I would say you were on your phone, but there was no such thing back then.
Having the windows closed and everything, you couldn't.
Right. Unless you had a big old boot phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So what
what brought upon you working in the shoe? Did somebody reach out to you and offer you the position?
Well, what happened was before I had gotten that tower, I was working on A yard on second watch, and I got a job there in at SAG, and that was 3A3 at SAG. So I stayed there for like maybe a year and a half,
I know exactly where that's at.
and it was kind of like time to rotate, because the I guess after a couple of years or so they like to rotate staff.
Right.
So the sergeant and lieutenant said, "Hey man, we're gonna get you out of here and put you somewhere else temporarily." He says, "But I got a job for you that maybe you'll like after we put you in this position." So anyway, he gave me a job to be a yard. It was a gym gunner. I was a gym gunner for like maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So anyway, I stayed there and it was okay, but I didn't like it. It just reminded me of a tower too. So anyway, I went down to education. That's what he gave me, Saturday, Sundays, and holidays off and stuff like that. And cushy job, easy, you know. And man, it was just boring, man, just boring. I couldn't deal with it, man. And so I finally went and talked to the lieutenant, and I told him, hey, man, I appreciate everything you did for me, and working in yard and everything. But this job right here, man, I can't do it, man. It's just I can't sit down, man. I gotta be moving around. I gotta be doing something. I'm going stir crazy.
Abusing people, right? Maybe, I don't know.
So he looks at me, he goes, "So what job do you want to go to?" I told him I want to go to the other side. And he looks at me, he goes, "Why do you want to do that for?" I go, "Because I want to I want it on my record. I want to be on the other side because, I worked all levels. I have never worked that level over there. I want to go over there." So there was a sergeant in there. He looks at me, he goes, "Man, I just came back from over there, man. You do not want to go over there." He goes, "It's a war zone over there." I told him.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to shoot dudes and everything. And it's one thing as a man. If I guarantee you that if it would have said, "Look, I'll send you over there," if you're in the floor with them, fighting with them dudes and being in the cells with them, he would have bitched up quick. He would have bitched up. But what he wanted to do was, I ain't trying to disrespect you, bro. I get it. You want action. You just want to shoot dudes. I get it. And that's, to make no mistake about it, that's what he wanted to do. I mean, shit, he's not the only one. The fuck? There's been hundreds, if not thousands, of COs over the years that are bloodthirsty like this.
I want to go back. I want to go over there.
Yeah.
So the lieutenant goes, "Are you sure?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, I'm going to make a couple of phone calls and I'll give you an answer before before it's 2:00, because they had I think it was 6 to 2 and then 8 to 4. But anyway, yeah, sure enough, he calls me up and he goes, "Yeah, man, I touched bases with a lieutenant over there and he said he'll take you." I told him, "Good." He said, "Put me on the movement list. I'm ready to go, man." So
And these are CO war stories, just like we have war stories from the convict's perspective, right? And one thing I've always liked and respected about Hector is that I never seen him one of them giddy dudes. I always felt like he was a fair dude. The righteous definition about on fair and firm. Dudes like this on the other side, and before I render my final verdict, I'm gonna continue to listen. But I already know the type of dude that he is. I was in corporate shoot.
10 days, 2 weeks, I can't remember. And sure enough, man, I was in the 4A1 right, and it was a building that was called the Violence Control Unit. It was one of the worst buildings in there. So there I go, man. It was me. Bam, throw him to the fire.
What?
And it was like, what an experience.
For somebody that's never stepped foot into a prison, and to even myself, dude, what type of inmates were housed in that violent control unit? Like, what the hell were they doing?
Staff assault, just non-programmers.
Worst the worst, bro.
A lot of them had, of course, assaulting each other. We had a couple of gang members. We had some, at that time there was no such thing as like mental, inmates.
Okay.
There was no such thing. So we had a lot of those too. Lots. They were just violent, man. Violent. As soon as
Let me
open
ask
that
you
door
two
and-
questions.
They were fucking
There's
crazy.
different levels to staff assaults, right? Like there could be one where he can just kick you in the shin, or were these like legit freaking staff assaults that were happening in there, or did it vary?
They're ready as soon as you cuff them up at the door, because we had to, cuff them up. And a lot of them had plexiglass on the outside because they like to gas you. That was another thing.
Basically J-Cats. Okay, cool. That's why I said before I do my verdict, I'm gonna hear them out.
It was like, it was funny. You go to A section, it was pretty good. You go to B section, and a little gloomy. C section, that's where the devil lived.
Damn.
Hey, bro, I know you're not a psychologist, right? But looking back, do you think that maybe those inmates were suffering from some type of mental illness?
Yeah, you know what? I have
Of course.
I have a really, I don't want to say freaky story, but we can save it for later. I can tell you right now.
Tell me right now, bro. I'm all ears.
Shoot it, bro.
So, on A section, we used to have a guy that would be, the last guy in the shower to take a shower, because
This shit's stressing me out, bro. I gotta smoke a cigarette. God damn. This is my second cigarette today. I've had this pack for at least 2 weeks. I'm trying to quit. And this motherfucker right here, bro, got me going. Good interview.
they can go from the shower and walk back to their cells and get back locked up and stuff like that. So we had this one guy. He was a tall guy. His name was Stensland. So he was the last guy that would shower, and then we would in the door we would give him
I
little
remember that.
Ajax and little brush and stuff like that, and he would clean the shower. So he did this routine for, I don't know, about a month or two. So anyway, he was, this day he was the last guy to come out. And so the guy opens the door,
Routine.
and he doesn't come out, right? So I went back to the office, and then my buddy Gonzalez, he was at the door, and then he starts yelling. He goes, "Hey man, hey, stop! Hey man, stop!" So anyway, this dude runs out of the cell, and he has his sheet tied around his neck, and he's going to the top tier, and he's starting to tie it. Yeah. So my partner Gonzalez goes, "Hey man, you know what? He's gonna try to kill himself, right?"
I remember the dude and the dude that killed himself.
He kept telling the controllable guy, "Open the door." Well, there's a policy that says you're not supposed to do that, right? No way, man. So sure enough, man, he opens the door, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And all the officers are running up the tier, and this guy's trying to tie the thing on the darn guardrail, and he's already on the other side. He's gonna jump, right? So as soon as I stepped into that pod, I heard bam, right? So they grabbed him and they put him on the ground, And so I looked up at the controls and I told him, give me the leg irons, So there I go with the leg irons up there, running up there and everything, And the controller guy was watching everything, and he keeps asking me, "Hey, did I hit him? Did I hit him?" And I kept looking down, and and I was like, he was already cuffed that time. And I told him, "I don't see anything." So I put my leg on his one of his legs, to put the leg irons, and blood started flying everywhere.
Yeah, he fucking hit him. What the fuck? He hit him with the Mini 14? Are you serious right now?
Remember that at that time we were using the 9mm laser round.
Oh, the 9mm, yeah.
And he shot him with that laser round in the back of his leg. Blew it all off. Man. So there we go with it.
A dude that's trying to kill himself, you gonna shoot him. This is why I tell you, obviously, it was a different time back then. There was no. See, this is two different generations of COs. Hector is the new generation. This dude is the old generation, but they don't give a fuck about anybody. So you're gonna shoot somebody that's trying to kill themselves, not even a threat to COs, and you're gonna help him kill himself. Let's get it. Come on.
Gurney down, running down the tier, man, and taking him to the infirmary. You know, we put him on the thing, and the doctor comes out and he rips his jumpsuit. Man, the whole back of his leg was gone, man, gone. I was just looking at it like, and the doctor was poking like this, poking, you know, that all blown away. You can see muscle and everything. And he's asking the inmate, "Can you feel that?" And he goes, "Feel what?" And he goes, he starts grabbing. He goes, "You don't feel that?" He goes, "No." He goes, he looks at me. He goes, "What happened?" I go, "You don't know what happened, man?" And he goes, "No." He says, "Bottom of your leg is blown off." He goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Hey, do you have a lunch?"
Dude, that's so scary, bro. Because like that's
his jumpsuit. Man, the whole back of his leg was gone, man, gone. I was just looking at it like, and the doctor was poking like this, poking, you know, that all blown away. You can see muscle and everything. And he's asking the inmate, "Can you feel that?" And he goes, "Feel what?" And he goes, he starts grabbing. He goes, "You don't feel that?" He goes, "No." He goes, he looks at me. He goes, "What happened?" I go, "You don't know what happened, man?" And he goes, "No." He says, "Bottom of your leg is blown off." He goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Hey, do you have a lunch?"
dude, that's so scary, bro. Because like that's psychotic.
Suicide more. What's that? Suicide more? Suicide more?
Bro, that's like psychosis.
Yeah, yeah. We found out later he was like a Satanist, you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, that was an experience, you know, to.
But what does it have to do with him being a Satanist that he tried to kill himself and you shot him? Not you, but oh boy, this is crazy, bro. They're looking. When you give cops a gun, a weapon, and all that, trigger happy cops. That's why.
Through and stuff like that, and you know, in our minds, we thought, you know, we were gonna get fired. You know.
Real quick, out of everything, out of the naked, or he wasn't naked, out of the inmate tying the noose, going over, which one was more like shocking to you? Him doing that, him getting shot in the leg, or him not feeling any pain?
Not feeling any pain.
I bet, dude.
He's in shock. The adrenaline, he's in shock.
That was just like, wow, man, this guy has a high tolerance of pain, you know, and yeah, it was just a trip.
So you thought you guys were gonna get in trouble for this incident?
Oh yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
Why? Because you guys opened the door when you weren't supposed to, or because they used a 9?
Sucking more. Oh, sucking more.
Because we opened the door when we're not
That's good. Sucking more.
So what ended up happening? Investigation?
Good shit.
No. We went back to the office and we were just like,
sucking more.
We're already saying, man, I'm gonna work at McDonald's, or you know.
Hey, bro, you could have just put literally suck it more, and you wouldn't have got blocked on my channel. If anything, I would have that should have been funny as shit. I don't know if you like me or not, bro. You're just trolling, but that's just funny as shit. Sucking more.
Like that. So at the same time, we're all talking down here. The control booth guy is talking to somebody. He had a phone call. So anyway, you know, he must have, you know, I don't know, he wasn't on there less than a minute or whatever. But anyway, he had his head down. He was listening to us, you know, and stuff like that. He was laughing. And we were like, man, why are you laughing, man? You know, he goes,
I'm trying to get to the part where
I go, no. He goes,
hold on.
Okay, now I need you, because this is where the bread and the butter, man. I mean, this is crazy because we've already heard a lot of wild stuff.
Okay, here we go.
You were part of a major investigation. Major.
Definitely trolling.
What
was
leading up to this? What was leading up to this? And what were you guys thinking on the floor? Were you guys...
You could tell that Hector's like, man, let's get to the meat bones, the bread and butter, all that shit. Because the title of this shit is like, I'm thinking they're trying to get to the Corcoran gladiator fights. Let's get this shit. Come on. For anybody that remembers the Corcoran gladiator fights.
Thinking that this was going to be a problem?
No, not really. We just thought it was, you know, the routine thing, safety and security. This is the way that the shoe is ran. This is the way the prison is. No, we no doubt, no nothing, man.
So just so you know, and I'm sure you do, like people from the outside, they call it the gladiator fights, right? They said that guards were mixing inmates in the shoe yard so that they can fight enemies and then shooting them with a mini 14. Can you walk me through? And I know we talked about this.
They were gambling and they were doing all kinds of shit.
Was that
not all the time shooting with the mini 14?
A request by administration to mix them, integrate?
Yes.
All right, so let's do this right here.
What were you guys thinking?
Here we go.
Thinking on the floor. Were you guys thinking that this was going to be a problem?
No, not really. We just thought it was, you know, the routine thing, safety and security. This is the way that the shoe is ran. This is the way the prison is. No, we no doubt, no nothing, man.
So just so you know, and I'm sure you do, like people from the outside, they call it the gladiator fights, right? They said that guards were mixing.
I've never seen this shit before, but I already knew when I clicked on this that this was probably going to be about.
For the bread and the butter, man. I mean, this is crazy because we've already heard a lot of wild stuff. You were part of a major investigation. Major.
Oh, yeah.
What was leading up to this? What was leading up to this? And what were you guys thinking on the floor? Were you guys thinking that this was going to be a problem?
No, not really. We just thought it was, you know, the routine thing, safety and security. This is the way that the shoe is ran. This is the way the prison is. No, we no doubt, no nothing, man.
So just so you know, and I'm sure you do, like people from the outside, they call it the gladiator fights, right? They said that guards were mixing inmates in the shoe yard so that they can fight enemies and then shooting them with a mini 14. Can you walk me through? And I know we talked about this on the phone briefly. Was that a request by administration to mix them, integrate?
Yes, it was called the integrated yard policy, and it was in all the post orders and everything. It was all there, you know, and not only that, but we didn't have the mini 14 at that time. They had already switched to the 9mm when I got there. It was already a done deal. So all they had was the block gun, the 37mm, and
live ammo. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
9mm with the glacier rounds. So there was no mini 14. Not even the control booth officer had a mini 14. He had a 9mm also.
What happens when you mix two known enemy inmates together?
So they're gonna fight. It's the bottom line, man.
Fucking guys.
You know, they run.
They've been doing this shit forever.
For 8 hours, they're there for 24. You know,
the administration been doing it forever.
You know, they have high power guys in that place, and they tell them what to do. They don't do it, they're gonna get repercussions back.
So you mean what you mean by that is like, hey, you're gonna go out to yard, right? The heavy hitters telling their soldiers, you're gonna go out to yard.
But they know that, and they exploited that. They knew exactly what our policy was by admission, by his own admission. Hector, you know that too. And they exploited that, and they use it to their advantage, knowing damn well on purpose. CDC corrupt COs have always made it a pattern, a habit of releasing other organization members, sureños, norteños, bulldogs, blacks, whites, whoever was at war, and then they know that. And they made that shit a habit for sport. And that's what they were doing. That's a fact. But they're pure. They're the good guys. Come on now.
Mandatory.
It wasn't voluntary.
No, it's mandatory. They knew it. You know, I mean, that's just the way gang politics is. You know, when in that shoe area,
And you exploited it
they were in a different building, but they ran the
to see sport. You exploited it.
whole place. You know, they ran the whole place.
How long did this period of time occur, bro? Like, how long was it? Was it months? Was it like a year, 2 years? How long was this shit happening?
Well, I mean, I got there in I think 91 or 92, and I left in 96, and it was still the same.
No way, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, when I left one right, I went to a gun position in a different.
This occurred for years. These dudes, literally the COs, laughing in the tower. Literally. Have you seen that movie with the shot caller with the white dude from the Game of Thrones? I forget his name. They did that in the movie Felon. The movie Felon. Yeah, it's that's Hollywood. They over exaggerated some parts, live ammo and whatnot. But this is the type of shit that was going on. And you cannot sit here and tell me, this dude right here cannot sit here and tell me that he was innocent in the whole ordeal at all. Who doesn't like seeing fights? Whether it be heavyweight fight, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, all that, right? They did that on purpose, bro. They did that on purpose. Extending shoe terms to these dudes that knew that we're at war. They're like, oh, who gives a hell? Who gives a shit? We're better than them anyways. We're COs. But you're the ones that are supposed to have been upholding the rule of law. You know better than us. You know better than us as convicts. Straight up. Straight up.
Building. In that gun position, I stayed there for 14 months.
I wonder how many dudes he shot when he knew it was the wrong thing to do. But he had to go along with his buddies. And he's smiling, bro. He's smiling.
And
in the shoe.
It was in the shoe. 14 months, man, in the gun position.
Did you ever have to use a gun?
The 37, yes.
Of course
One
he
time,
did.
very close to 9, very close. But the 37, yes.
When you said the one time very close, was it an attempted murder?
What happened was we had everything was cool in the building. Southerners getting along with blacks. We didn't really have any Northerners in that one specific tier. So we had this one new guy that came, and he got cleared through committee. He was a stocky Mexican, Southern Mexican, right? So we didn't know much about the dude. He just came off the bus. We let the whole yard out. I think there was like
we didn't really know nothing about that dude much.
I must have been, I don't know, 20, 25 inmates total. So the last two that came out were 2 blacks, right? So the guys were playing handball at that time, playing handball, regular routine, but to me, it was like something was off that day, just off, man. And I was ready, I was ready with the 37 and the 9 and everything. And anyway, that one guy that was telling you, that new guy came out, he was playing handball, and boom, boom, they're all getting along and chucking and jiving, the regular routine, man. So the 2 black guys, they're on the side right here, right? They're kind of under where I'm at, under the gun, but they're away because we have a yellow line. So they're there
with the
doing
bars.
their routine workout. And anyway, that one guy, he finished playing handball, and he
Talk
had
about the
handball in
schoolyard.
his hand, and he looks at one of the black guys. He goes, "Hey, bro, you wanna play handball?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, man, we're ready." So he throws the handball, but at the same time, when he threw the handball, he hit him, boom, and it was on right there, right below me, man, right below me, and the guy was boom, 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 and they were going at it, man. So I kept, get down, and then I just shot the 37 millimeter, Boom. So when I hit him, I hit his kneecap and it blew his leg off. Wham, man, you know. So I looked up and everybody's going off, man, the whole yard. So yeah, there I go, man, on the 37. Boom. You know, bam, boom. You know.
Who took off on who?
So by the time I got there, it was a 40. He's talking about the 40, but 37. Like, bro, like you know when you hit somebody that close, you're gonna destroy his body. You're supposed to ricochet that shit.
First, the Mexican took off on one of the black guys,
Yeah, the southern inmate. Yeah.
and then who kicked off on the yard? Blacks and Mexicans.
Yeah, yeah. There was, you know, there was most of them were Southern Mexicans, so they started jumping the other black guys, and you know they're outnumbered. But you know that's when I was get down and shoot. So anyway, you know that was it, man. You know they didn't listen. But
That didn't answer this dude's question. So obviously this dude wasn't intimately involved, and I'm gonna listen a little more. But obviously he wasn't involved in the gladiator fights. That's just an incident, a regular riot in the shoe.
but as soon as I racked that 9, everybody stopped, man. Everybody went down. You know, so
That's a regular. And when I was
yeah.
in Corker shoe, come on, bro. This is a regular.
tense, you know, it was tense situation.
During these incidents, man, did the inmates, the convicts, ever use weapons out there on the shoe yards?
On that building, not I don't remember any. But when I went to the next building, and then when I went to the next building, that was a different story, man. Different story, you know. So
Are we talking like
excited.
bone crushers, like slashing type weapons?
No, we can't have bone crushers back there, bro. It's rare, you know. It's really rare.
most of the times they were razors.
Oh man.
Most of the time, yeah, razors. There was a few times we caught a bone crusher, but they never got it out to the yard. You know,
Exactly.
it was just
Like I said, it's really
The
rare.
majority of them were razors, you know, and they were really good, man, at using a little razor. Very good. Man, they would slash somebody, and I remember this one guy. This is a different building. When I finally went to the next building, he got slashed from his neck, all the way from his neck, all the way down to his navel. I think
I've
he
seen
had
it a
like, maybe,
thousand
I don't
times,
remember,
bro.
like 100 and something sutures, you know. So that guy was bleeding out, but luckily me and my partner, you know, we pulled him out, and we were drying direct pressure. And at that time, man, you're not even thinking about AIDS and hepatitis
Right.
and stuff. Full of blood, man. Our hands, arms, our jumpsuit, everything, man, trying to save this dude. And he lived. He lived, you know. But like I said, that was a different building, and that was a different thing.
So from the time that you requested for your lieutenant to put you in the shoe, and he said you don't want to go over there, man, it's a war zone. Was that an accurate description from the lieutenant?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you know, that was like experience it now. You know, that was like, yeah, well, that guy sure wasn't lying. That's for sure. But anyway, I went from 3 building on that yard gunner. The sergeant had told me, hey man, you know what? You did your issues, man. You 14 months in this yard. You gotta come down. So he put me in on the floor position, and that's when I went to 4 left. And that's where the firecracker started.
Why 4 left as opposed to all the other buildings?
That's the building that had all the validated gang members there. One section was all gang members, BGF, Mafia. We didn't have any NF. We had a lot of structure, and Aryan Brotherhood, Texas Syndicate, and I think that's it, man.
TS.
That was it. They're all there.
AB?
That's where yeah, there was some ABs, quite a few of them. Yeah, you know.
So, bro, I need you to like help me understand. One day you show up to work, and what do you start hearing? Rumors about FBI, rumors about people getting in possibly trouble, or how did that come about?
Well, that's a different story, because what happened was there was a lieutenant on that yard, and they had issues with administration. They had issues, and I'm not saying about the people that work at SHU, the upper administration, the warden, and
Right.
all of them. Especially the lieutenant, he had issues. I found that out later, and his issue was he would never get. They didn't ever pick him up anything past the lieutenant. He wanted to be a captain, and he wanted to go up the chain. And I think that's what got him, upset. So anyway, him being upset, and then we had another officer, and he was in a different building working overtime because he used to work, I think, third watch. So anyway, he worked in a overtime position, and he was I think his overtime position was in the control booth. So the yard gunner in that building, they had an incident, and she froze. So what he did is he went over there and shot the block gun, right, and quelled the disturbance. And everything was done. Well, he got written up for abandoning a post. So he had an issue. And what happened was the lieutenant kept getting into this officer's head and telling him they're going to fire you. They're going to fire you, man. I keep hearing they're going to fire you, this and that, and whatnot. And he just started, like getting paranoid and panicking, like, wow, I'm going to lose my job, this and that. So anyway, the lieutenant, he decided, let's do something about this. I'm going to back, position because I don't want to, they're not hiring me to promote, and look at you, you're going to lose your job and this and that. So they concocted about taking the logbooks from the control booth, and it was my building. They took the logbook, they stole the logbook from there, and I think they stole some.
Who stole a logbook? Hold on. Who stole a logbook? Who stole a logbook? Internal Affairs? What are you talking about? Who could steal a logbook other than a cop, a CO? What are you talking about? The biases in this.
Videos.
Holy shit! The lieutenant did?
No, the officer. He concocted to make him do it.
He didn't steal nothing. He knew it was going on. You were abusing your motherfucking power. You were setting dudes up. He's trying to downplay this whole thing. This dude's a dirtbag, bro. Let me put that up there. This dude's a scumbag, exactly. Ramiro, yeah, he's laughing. Yeah, for sure. Notice how he's trying to downplay that shit and said that your words mean everything, bro. Ain't nobody had to steal that, bro. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. This is a dirtbag, bro. For real.
Oh,
dirtbag ass CO.
Yeah, put in his lunchbox and all that stuff, and then put it in the back of his truck when they got out.
Holy
he did the right thing.
Yeah, that's what he did. He went over there and did that. The officer.
They're talking amongst COs.
And then the next morning, that's when the officer went to talk to the Warden Smith and told him what he had did, and told him that he was going to take the stuff to the FBI.
Nice.
And
good shit. And rightfully so. And rightfully so. Because just because we're in there in the shoe and we do whatever we do doesn't give you the right to be a sworn correctional officer. You're supposed to be better than us. You are supposed to be better than us. And when you act like thugs and be like, oh, you guys are criminals anyways. Fuck you guys. Fuck the MA, the organizations that be. Nah, bro. We are what we are at the time. But you're supposed to be better. It doesn't give you the right to get to that level, the criminal level. And that's what it was. You got down to that criminal level. Loyalty doesn't excuse you from doing criminal activity. That's what you were doing. You're no better than us. There's some righteous ass COs out there. But those of you like you, dirtbags, straight up. Let me get my verdict.
Warren Smith pretty told me, hey, you know what? You do what you got to do, man. Just remember, you stole state property.
That's a threat. That's a threat right there. Somebody's trying to do the right thing. That's a threat right there. When they know they were in the wrong.
You know? But he let him go. Yeah, bye. Do what you got
Good shit. God bless that dude for doing that.
to do. You know.
Dude,
What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
dude, wow, bro. I appreciate you telling me that, man, because like nobody, fuck, you're one of 8. You're one of only 8 people that was involved in that, dude.
And he downplayed the whole thing. He said he was never in there. He said he was in the shoe at the time. I bet you this motherfucker was involved. Fucking dirtbag.
Was that officer that stole the logbooks part
No
of it?
disrespect to you, Hector. You're my boy. I said mines. That I'm gonna give my own. I'm gonna opine, give my own opinion on this matter, as a convict.
8?
No, he was not part of the 8. You know.
From your opinion, do you think he was paranoid because he thought he was going to get fired, so he just made up an idea?
Well, you know, the lieutenant getting in his head made him do that, and then you know he just pretty much did his dirty work to do to take the stuff out. But what happened was,
how was that dirty work?
Later, he just got an LOI behind that situation.
But what were his allegations? What was he alleging?
Well, with the taking everything, that we were setting up fights. We were setting up fights on the yard, knowing that we had an integrated yard policy with all the buildings, so everybody was taking, letting the inmates out. Everybody was in an integrated yard, They went to when they come out of the building, they go to committee. They explain the yard policy. They explain the shooting policy to the inmate. Well, they're right there. The committee does the PA and all the CC1, CC2, and they're telling them, "Do you understand everything we're telling?" Yes. And they ask him, "Hey, is there any enemies? Do you see any enemies on the yard since you've been here? When they come down, have you seen any enemies?" No. Okay. And then not only that, but we take them back, and when we have yard, we even have them sign a form right there to say, "I don't have any enemies and I'm good."
Make him sign a form so you can cover your ass. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right, bro. Once they sign that form, bro, you really think we're at war? We're never. They know our rules, homie. Like I've been through wars with norteños and all that. We can't refuse to leave the cell, and you know that. So in order to cover your ass, you just because you made somebody sign something that excludes you and it absolves you from guilt, man, get your ass out of here, bro. That's exactly why that shit happened. The investigation with the FBI, because you guys are dirtbags, motherfuckers like you. That's a fact.
To go to the yard, and we would put that in their file.
I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. What was the yard release process like? Was it like cells 101 through 105? Everybody gets to go, or flash your lights if you want to go, or only 101, 103 get to go? What was your guys' process?
Yeah, we would announce, if you want to go to our yard, turn your light on. And if it was one guy in one cell, we would go all the way from 101 to 120 or whatever that, and all the way to the end. But they would come out of the cell, and they would do a strip search right in front of us, behind the door. But we would, they do the whole same routine and everything right there. And as soon as they're done, we cuff them up, take them out to the yard, and put them in the rotunda, and then uncuff them, and boom, they go out to the yard. That was the routine. Till we're done.
I know that routine, bro. 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, X amount of cells. Go to the first door, then the second door, and then we go out to the hard yard and the shoe. Come on, dude.
Whatever section.
I've heard numerous inmates that were allegedly involved in those, and they were talking about them being involved in numerous fights in a day, or let me take that back, numerous fights in a week. Is that possible that an inmate can go out there on a Monday, get in a fight, come back, and on a Wednesday go back out to yard and get in another fight?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
If they got in a fight, they would be CTQ'd for like 10 days.
But you didn't report that shit. That's the thing. You didn't report it. You motherfucker, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Um, and say for
Anybody knows about CTQ? What does CTQ mean, guys? In the chat, what does CTQ stand for? Oh wait, fucking guy, bro.
example, they were on the bottom tier and they got in a fight in that section, they would be moved to another tier. They wouldn't be in that tier no more.
That's on paper. That's what you're supposed to do.
So we have to either move them to the upper tier or
CTQ is confined quarters. That's what CTQ means.
one of the other section tiers, and that's the way it was. You know, now it's they have an enemy there, so we can't mix them no more.
I was just about to ask you that question. Was the purpose removing him away from the dude that he fought?
Yes,
Yeah, I know that.
yes, pretty much.
But you motherfuckers
that's the
didn't
way
do
it was.
that.
Because I mean, I'm not a genius or anything, but one can say, "Oh, hey, these fools are matching up these guys versus."
And this is Hector Bravo right here trying to make no mistake about it, right? Hector Bravo right here is legitimately trying to be diplomatic because he's one of his fellow CEOs, right? I get it, man. You have to do what you got to do. But he's asking his questions softly because he knows that this fool's full of shit. And it's just like, damn, bro, like, as a CEO, you know, lieutenant. Hector was a lieutenant, bro. He knows exactly how this shit works. Even if it happened in the 80s, 90s, the same fucking platforms, the same rules still apply. It's different era, same shit. Come on, bro. You still have to abide by your own motherfucking rules. That's a fact.
these guys, this big guy versus this big guy. But if you're getting in a fight and they got to move you from another tier, then you're getting moved regardless.
Yeah, you're getting moved. You know, they knew that too. They knew that. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna get moved. Yeah, they get moved somewhere else. You know.
And there was 8 COs involved. 8 COs involved, right? So even if they got moved to the other pods, and the COs are doing the same shit.
And if they get into a different section and they fight, and you know they get moved to the upper, and then we move to C section or whatever.
And you guys knew that, and you knew that, and you kept doing it, and you had fun with it. Own it, own the shit. Don't try to make yourself look like you were innocent in it and you were law-abiding as COs. Come on, man. You fucking took it as sport. You were looking at it as sport, and you were opening doors and all that shit, bro. I'm gonna tell a story tomorrow. This is my next new Corkin story, and where a CO doors stay getting cracked, even on the main line. This happened all throughout the system, bro. All throughout the system. Miss me with that shit, bro. And you know that. This dude knows this shit.
As soon as they're fought out in the tiers, they usually get moved to a different building.
No way.
Yeah. So you know, all that was routine. It was all routine.
So there was
setup,
there was a lot of routine fights, a lot of routine bed moves, a lot of routine shootings.
Yeah, confined quarters.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys were fought out, man. They couldn't go to that section no more because they had them, and now they had an enemy. You know,
Dude.
that's the way it
Hey,
was.
bro. Okay. Well, you know, I gotta throw it out there, man. They were alleging that there was bets and shit going on, bro. That's why I bring it up.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Hector. You know, Hector's a different type of dude. He's a different type of dude. That's why I fuck with him. You know, because he knows what it is, bro. He knows what it is. For this other dude right there to trying to wishy-washy type, you know, like
But I'm getting your perspective. You know what I mean?
bag.
I never saw that or heard that. You know, there was the only reason I heard that is because of all the transcripts I have right here and all of the depositions, and people were saying that. But me offhand, I never saw that. I never heard that. That was made up.
You weren't involved by your own admission. You just said earlier that you weren't involved, but now you never. What gives you I don't want to say the right, but like the credence, right? The credence, meaning like believable. What makes you believable when you say that you never seen that happening when you just said earlier that you were never involved in those type of things? You're trying to, at the very least, you're trying to downplay your own involvement, or you literally were never involved, and you were there at the time, and the other dudes that were involved, you're still trying to back them up. Which one is it? This dude strikes me as an imposter. Real shit. Trying to claim something that he wasn't involved in, even if he was there.
I don't know who, you know, but
So,
nah.
okay, bro, let's. Oh my God, dude, this is nuts, man. The officer who stole the notebook, the logbooks, he turns it in. He gets an LOI. What in turn happens to you and your partners? What happens?
Well, I mean, when we had the incident and the inmate got shot on the yard and he died, um,
Oh, what happened? What happened, bro? I thought you was using the 37. What happened? Somebody died? Fucking guy.
I mean, you have to go through the whole routine and the investigation and the BPT, where they check if you get a good shot.
One officer got overzealous and shot somebody to death, and that's what cracked everything. And the dude that ended up quote unquote stealing, which he wasn't stealing, he was doing the right thing, put you guys on blast because of that.
Stuff. I didn't shoot because I wasn't in the yard gunner. It was somebody else. We thought everything was good, but and like I said, in that time in between, we didn't even.
We thought we notice how he says we. It's psychology 101, guys. If he wasn't involved and he didn't know anything, he would have said they thought everything was all good. But what did he say? We thought everything was all good. So subconsciously, this dude is already backing his own partners up. This dude is not credible whatsoever. He's batting for one team and one team only. And we already know what that team is. Good interview, Hector, for exposing this dude. Not saying that you did it on purpose, but for me, great interview.
Know that this guy had taken the logbooks and did his thing. We didn't know anything about that. The only time we knew about that is when the FBI started showing up at the prison, and
rightfully so.
I know a couple of them. They went to the administration, and they just went in there and started taking files, just straight up files, man. Just coming in with the dollies and taking files. This is our stuff. This is our property. Bam. What are you gonna do? Nothing. They did that a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a fact.
A couple of other times, we had agents coming to my building wanting to talk to inmates, FBI agents.
Nice.
So we knew by that time something was up.
Bro,
because you were
in
involved.
1991-ish.
But you seen yourself as part of that team. You're a dirtbag, bro.
You were a shoe gunner for 14 months. What was the shooting policy?
I mean, you had the 37, and and usually.
I don't know. Like, isn't that anybody that knows what the policy is should be able to tell you, like, look, if this is an app, this is policy based on this incident, that incident, incremental incidents, how it exacerbates. Fuck, you guys crazy.
If it was a straight up fight, block gun, and then it was quelled, bam. If the guy was fighting and they didn't want to stop, and you shoot him more than once, and the guy gets dropped and he's getting kicked in the head or whatever, that's they don't want to stop it. Straight up 9mm. That's the way it was. But the majority of the time they would stop after you shoot the 37. So that's the way it was. And
this is close quarters, bro. That fucking 37.
Building the same thing. Nothing was changed. Nothing was different. None of the buildings, all the same. Same shooting policy, and all the way till
that's the policy, bro. It doesn't mean that's what happened. Fucking liars, bro.
When I left, nothing changed. You know,
That's why he probably left. He's like, he seen what it was. He seen what was going on, and he's like, I'm gone. He's like, I see what's going on. I'm gone. Come on, bro. You mean to tell me that all the motherfuckers that I know that work that went through the gladiator fights in Corcoran that they're lying? Come on, bro.
like I said, you know that when the FBI started coming in, we knew something was up. Something like what the heck is going on here? We couldn't get the puzzle pieces together because we didn't know what was going on because they
This dude's stuck between allegiance to the COs and allegiance to himself, meaning like I wasn't involved, but I still want to back up my comrades, my fellow COs at the time. You can't even back them up if you didn't know what the fuck was going on, bro. That's the verdict right there.
they didn't want to say anything.
That's the verdict right there. You cannot know what was going on if you weren't involved, but you're still speculating.
You know, I think the administration just didn't want to say anything. Maybe they didn't know what to say. I mean, they didn't know what was going on. You know, but you know, at that time, you know, at that time, I think you know, a lot of staff started like, you know, I think they're really hesitant. Like, why are these people here? What did we do wrong? What, you know, what's going on? And I think a lot of people started looking at each other cross-eyed a little bit, you know, because they didn't know who was the one that initiated it. I mean, we found out later, of course.
Yeah, you found out later because you're anybody anybody that didn't have nothing to worry about didn't have to look. Despite his own admission right now, anybody that is not doing anything wrong, including COs. I mean, they're supposed to, why would you be, this is the crazy part. Why would you be paranoid as a law enforcement officer, CO, federal agent, what have you, police officer, what have you, right? COs in this case. Why would you need to be like this? Look left and right if you have nothing to worry about. So the fact that he's even like saying that, like we were all like, who said this and that? I get it. Sometimes you're paranoid, even if like, you didn't do shit. But like, come on, dog. You knew. Even if you didn't do it yourself, you knew. You knew. And this strikes me as a dude from the beginning of this fucking live, on this reaction on Hector's live. Shout out to Hector Bravo. From the beginning, bro. From the beginning, I already know that you knew what was going on. I already know. You're crazy, dude.
What happened first? Were you ever removed? Were you 8 officers ever removed from your post?
The other guys, yes. I was the last one to be moved out of there. But by that time, I was it was like early '96, I believe. And
Damn.
By that time I was like, you know what? There's something going on here, man. You know what? I need to leave. I need to get out of here. You know, things are not right. You know, and people are just, you know, like looking at each other like, who in the heck initiated this? Who started this stuff, man? You know. So I found out that Salinas Valley was gonna open up.
I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm definitely gonna put this up as a video, real shit, because I stumbled on this. I just wanted to see what Hector was doing, and this one right here, bro, it's crazy. This one right here was crazy as fuck, real shit. Yeah, real shit, like bro, like that dude right there was guilty as fuck. That dude was guilty as shit. We're trying to protect his own brothers. That's like, come on, homie. Like, I don't care how you have to justify it. This dude reminds me like a lot of law enforcement dudes, the gang units. They used to go to school with us. They used to shoot at us in the streets. We used to bully them. I mean, we were younger. It is what it is. You know, we were stupid ass kids for sure. We were wrong 100%. But we were gang members. It is what it is. And a lot of them dudes ended up being cops. And a lot of them dudes ended up signing up for the gang detail, especially in my city. A lot of them ended up being gang units. And they came looking for us. They came looking for us that we grew up in the same high school, same school, junior high, all that, same age range. And did that make him better? No. You're a cop, bro. You're supposed to uphold the law. But these motherfuckers used to come blasting at us and we should shoot back at them. You know, it's just crazy to me, bro. And we're living in a different age now. It's 2026. This is late 90s, early thousands. And now there's cameras everywhere. Everywhere. And man, I remember being 15 years old, bro. 15 years old. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell that incident. Let's see. But yeah. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm gonna get up out of here. Love you guys. It's already fucking damn. You guys be good. I'll see you guys on the next one.